going. I've got in my single player, I made a mold, got it fired. Now I just have to get lots of copper.
Yeah, it's 900 units of copper to fill a anvil mold.
I saw your video. 100 for everything else, but Yep. I'm like, oh god. I need to find that
I
cave.
do believe that this is your bed right here.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Your hospitality is is quite welcomed.
Yep, I'll go hop into bed as well here.
Yep.
And that'll get us through 6.5 hours of the night.
Yeah.
And I'll build the loft, Hawkeye. So if you wanna hang out here for a while and just get yourself together.
Yeah, I might have to for a little while. I don't know what kind of biome or location I'm gonna build in, but I'll figure it out.
What about? I can take you to some pretty awesome spots. As a matter of fact, I have got an outpost that I built that's at the top of a giant oak tree that's in a biome that's got a lot of bamboo and stuff.
Yeah.
There is basically the equivalent of a mega taiga that's not too terribly far from here.
Yeah.
The most important thing, is knowing how to set those waypoints so you can always find your way back home. But with your respawn set here at the place, now at least if something happens, you'll end up back here. So
right, and I'll be able to get my stuff too.
Yep.
That was my biggest problem in the vanilla.
Yep, and the Sisal has 6 growth stages. Make sure if you harvest Sisal, it's at 6 of 6, just so that you get the materials.
Right.
Bamboo, you can make blocks and build with bamboo, and because of the Neolithic mod, we've actually got the ability to make doors out of bamboo.
Nice.
As well. Nice. And if you want your own little spot while you're deciding what you're going to do, of course, I've got this going right here, and I can show you which chest has all the wood in it, and you can make yourself a little treetop hut.
I might do that.
But if you get a look out here, you'll see that there's lots and lots of forest as we look north, and it's all big pine and everything up in there. There are several really cool little valleys in amongst. If you look over there and you see that giant pine on the peak, kind of off in that direction, southeast. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, is that your spot up in the top of that tree?
Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. That is perfect.
Well, that is right over by Chalk Valley. Chalk Valley is a place we marked because it has chalk cliffs there, and as a result, we can harvest chalk. Then you cook the chalk in your fire, and it makes it into a foundation that you can use to then do plaster blocks.
Awesome.
But I thought that might pique your interest.
Yeah.
And are you out of time tonight? Or, if you want, I'll accompany you over there and catch your back so you can check it out.
I'll check it out. I've got some things in. But I tell you, I can think of so many things I could do with that. I would like to try to leave the tree as basically build something around the tree, but leave the tree as untarnished as possible.
Yeah.
This way?
Yep. Now, there may be sleeping wolves in the neighborhood, so just keep your ears open for the growling. If you hear growling, stop dead in your tracks.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Do you guys have enough berries with you?
Yep, I've got bread with me, and we've got berries.
Okay.
Oh, that is so awesome. Yeah.
Yep, that is right over in Chalk Valley.
Okay, I need to figure out how to get down with that hurting myself here.
Okay.
Okay, now the trick is going to be how to get up there.
Yeah. Should be able to come right up this way.
Okay, let's see here.
Let me get some dirt blocks and we'll complete you a staircase going up.
Now, is there any way to collect the leaf blocks or whatever?
You know, I honestly don't know.
I was just trying
I
to figure out
don't
if there's a way
think
to...
you can collect leaf blocks.
I was just trying to think if there's a way to fill it out a little more, you know?
There you go. That's the big guy. And,
oh, man. That is awesome.
And making ladders works basically exactly the same as Minecraft.
Yeah, I noticed.
Left row, top to bottom, right row, top to bottom, in one dead center using standard sticks.
I've made some ladders already, so I know how to do them.
Yep. And then, like I say, literally right below you, right down there, this is the tree that's at the top of Chalk Valley. And Chalk Valley, there's a cave right directly below us.
Yeah.
And then the Chalk Cliffs. You've got a lot of animals down there in the valley. You've got tons of berry bushes right over here.
Are those piggies down there?
Yep, those are pigs. You've got cranberry bushes that are growing already right here.
Nice.
Okay. Now, there's copper scattered all around the ground. You got Sisal growing just out there. There are several watering holes here, so you've got a heck of a sweet spot here.
Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. This is my kind of place.
And
what was I gonna ask you? That's gonna eat a little bit there. What other additional animals are on this? Because I noticed that they had added, you know, in the mods, additional animals.
So there are the bighorn sheep.
Yeah.
There are wolves, hyenas, armadillos, bunny rabbits.
Bunny rabbits. That I haven't seen.
And chickens. We're going to have sunset shortly here, so we probably should head back over to the house. But
That's fine. Yeah, the only trick about these drifter guys is they don't burn in the sunlight.
Yeah. This is not Minecraft. All right, Here we go. Here's an easy way up and over. I've set up the bloomery, and we need to set up another run of ingots. So I thought if you how to do that.
Sure.
All right. Well, in the middle chest here on the left side, if you open that up on the right-hand column about dead center, there's 100 nugget magnetite. Go ahead and grab that whole stack of magnetite. So middle chest, it'll be the right-hand column.
Yeah.
Right about dead center that says 128, and above it says 19. There you go. You got it? Now, in the chest that is below that, and about dead center, it'll be 64 charcoal. Above it is 38 charcoal. Below it, 64 charcoal. Go ahead and grab the stack that says 38. It's second from the top towards the right side in the very bottom chest.
Got it.
There you go. All right, so you'll want to get those in your hotbar.
Okay.
And so with the magnetite in your hand,
okay,
you want to make sure your crosshairs are over the bloomery base.
Okay.
And if you hold down shift and you right click, you'll add 5 material at a time. And just keep on clicking until it has filled up with magnetite nuggets. I believe it will be 120 of them. There you go. So there's 100 titan nuggets. Now you want to get that charcoal in your hand. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to hold shift and right click and it'll put 20 charcoal in there. There you go. And now it is full. So go ahead and tuck the charcoal back in the bottom chest and the remaining 8 magnetite in the middle chest. And then once you've done that, you're going to get your torch in your hotbar so you can take it in your right hand. And just like you did to ignite the forge, you're going to hold shift and right click on the Bloomery base, and it will eventually ignite. There it goes.
Awesome.
Now, that will take 8 in-game hours to cycle. And once it's done, we actually break the Bloomery. And that's just like it is in the real world. When they'd set up a Bloomery, they'd actually tear down the Bloomery afterwards to get to the iron that was at its heart. When we break the Bloomery, what we'll get back is most, sometimes all, but at least most of our fire bricks and 6 iron ingots.
I gotcha.
Yep. And over here on the floor, there's one Molybdo Chacos ingot, and then there's a incomplete ingot in that ingot mold. We had a funny little glitch where it filled to 99. Instead, we lost like 1 unit of the material, which I don't know why, but this is our fire over here where we keep our situation for doing non-ferrous metals.
Gotcha.
So that is where you will find the crucible if you should need to do any bronze or copper. And that middle chest on the left side is where you will generally find any of the ore or the nuggets, because there is a difference. So, for instance, in the very top left corner of that middle chest, it says poor chunk of native copper.
Right.
That cannot be processed in its current state. It has to be crushed with a hammer to break it into nuggets.
Gotcha.
So if we crush that with a hammer, we'll get what's below it, the nuggets of native copper.
Okay.
But as you can see, we have absolutely tons of native copper, a whole lot of considerate. There's also some sphalerite, which gives us zinc. And we've got some galena, which gives us lead. We've got some sulfur chunks and things. And there's even some rhodochrosite I ended up picking up by accident that gives us manganese, which has no use in the game currently.
There's also some iron meteorite piece.
Yes, found that laying out there at a crater. The meteoric iron is interesting because it only takes 2 chunks of it to make an ingot.
Wow.
As opposed to the 20 chunks that it takes to make an ingot.
So it's
normally
pure.
Yep. And let's see. I believe it is the bottommost chest. There is a pickaxe mold, a hoe mold, and a pick mold in there. The bottom mold is the pickaxe mold. If you want to pull that out of there.
Okay.
And shift click it down on the floor somewhere over here. There you go. And then from the middle chest, you're going to want 2 considerate nuggets. It's second column, third from the top. There's one that's a stack of 9.
Okay. Stack of 9?
Yep.
Oh, I see it.
There you go. So get yourself 2 of those, and then stick the rest of them back in there.
Okay.
And then from the copper on the left side, the bottom one has 98. Go ahead and pull that stack of 98 out. And just go ahead and take the whole stack of 98, because it'll help you to see something here as we're working. And then from the chest down on the bottom, grab some of the brown coal.
Okay. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. Brown coal? Okay.
Brown coal, yep. There's a stack of 52 there. There you go. Grab some of that guy. All right. And then come on over to the fire. And, of course, I'm sure you've already done this at least once.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right click it to get to the interface.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead and drop your 2 considerate into that upper part. And then, left click your stack of copper and start right clicking to drop individual pieces of copper in there. And the reason why is because I want you to see when it changes and gives you the message that says that it's going to make tin bronze. All right. So as you continue to drop that copper in there, eventually you'll get a message at the top that tells you that it'll create 85 units of tin bronze.
Right.
It takes 100 units to fill any kind of mold, but you can see it's actually a 2 to 15 ratio that is the minimum to create the tin bronze. So you'll want to drop 3 more in there so that you have a total of 20 nuggets total in there. So it'll be 18 copper. Oops, you'll need to pull one back out.
Yeah.
There you go. And that'll probably take 3 pieces of that coal down in the bottom to fire that.
Okay.
There you go. I dropped 1 more in there, just to be sure. And there we go. So when the crucible is ready, you'll be able to porter yourself a bronze pickhead. And because that's it, to be able to mine iron, to be able to mine quartz, there's a couple of different things that you have to have at least a tin bronze level of pickaxe to be able to mine. And so this will get you set up with a good pickaxe. And that's really kind of the most important metal tool for you to have. So I figured, what the heck, it's a good chance to show people how we work with the crucible to mix bronze. It gets you set up with a pickaxe, and honestly, to me, the coolest part of the whole thing is when we actually pour and fill the mold. Right. I love that.
Oh, I do too. It is pretty
so
cool.
Shouldn't take too long to heat up. Now, when you're doing this, whatever metal has the highest melting point, that is the temperature you have to achieve. No matter what alloy it is you're mixing, you have to achieve at least that temperature, of course, to make them mix. Right. So the copper has a smelting temperature of 1084 degrees, and you'll see that the brown coal has a burn temperature of 1100 degrees. So it just makes it, right. Just gets it there. And that's the lignite. That's the brown coal. The bituminous, I think, actually burns a tiny bit cooler. But the charcoal actually has the highest burn point of any fuel in the game. And we make that, of course, making the charcoal piles. But so
yeah, I've already started setting one up in my vanilla one.
Yeah.
I haven't got enough wood just yet, but I'm almost there.
Yep.
Looks like it's about ready to be.
Yep, it's just about ready to make the transition. And of course, once that jumps from the left side to the right side, he'll put it in his hotbar.
Yeah.
And then with that in his hand, he will shift and hold right click with his crosshairs on the pick mold in order to fill the pick mold. And there we go. And it just did the same thing, and I don't know why it did it. It put 99 out of 100 units of liquid bronze in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, you still check and make sure you don't have any bronze left inside the crucible. I don't think you do.
Nope, I don't.
No? Okay. Go ahead and put the crucible back on the fire.
Okay, something.
Seriously. It's okay. Yeah, it's a bug we've run into before. Don't know what's causing it, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna come on over and get yourself 4 pieces of considerate out of the chest here. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up enough so that you can finish pouring that, and we can pour an ingot. So you'll grab yourself 4 pieces of considerate,
Wait a minute, I must be. Which one?
The middle chest.
Oh,
It'll say nugget considerate.
Yeah, 4.
There you go. Just go ahead and grab those. And you should still have the copper on your person from before.
I do.
All right. So come on over and go ahead and drop the 4 considerate in there. There you go. And just start adding copper. You're going to do 185 units of tin is what's actually going to come out of that. So there you go, 185 units of tin. And go ahead, feed it about 4 pieces of charcoal.
Okay.
All right. And we're actually trying to do the minimum here, so I'm actually going to adjust this real quick.
Okay.
There we go, 185 units of tin. You had 2 extra copper in there that didn't belong.
Ow!
But what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to finish off your pick mold, and then hopefully we should be able to pour a single tin bronze ingot.
Not getting away.
We're gonna lose a little bit of tin, but that way we can pour an ingot. And we have reported this whole situation with molds not filling all the way, and we're not sure if it's a packet loss that's happening from the server to the player and back, or what the bug is. But it does happen on rare occasion. We've had it happen a total of 3 times out of all the many pours that we've done, and
just the fact that it happens to happen to me too.
yeah. But even if your pick head cools completely, you can still top off the mold.
Oh, cool. I was going to ask you about that. I think this is just about ready.
Yep, almost there. But make sure and top off your pick mold first. There you go.
Okay. I'm going to grab this.
All right. Yep, go ahead and top off your pick mold, and then once you've topped that off, you can just pour it in any one of the open ingot molds here. There you go.
There we go.
And just pour off the rest into one of the ingot molds. Doesn't make a difference which one. There you go. That one is at 99. No, it's 100 units. Okay. And you'll still have a little bit of bronze left in. Just pour that into one of the other molds. It'll create a partial. So yeah, that's 83 units. And that way, at another point in time, we'll be able to take care of it. But that way we don't end up losing the material, and I don't mind having a partial mold. It's not a big deal. It can just sit there because we can make tons and tons of molds if we need to.
Right.
And that's going to take some time to cool. Very important that you wait until it cools completely so you can right-click to remove it, because if you actually break the mold while it's on the ground, you will pick up the mold, but you will lose all the material that's in it.
Yeah, I didn't... I had watched a video where somebody was doing that, and I just pretty much let it cool down, went and did something else until it was completely cool, so... But it's getting there.
All right, well, we're waiting on that to cool. You will see that the Bloomery has finished its cycle.
Okay.
So you can just step up and you don't have to have a tool in your hand. You can just punch it to break it. Just start left clicking on it and it should break. There you go. And what you'll see now is in your inventory, you'll have 6 iron ingots.
Awesome.
And how many fire bricks do you have?
7.
7. So we got back 7 of the fire bricks. I've seen it as low as 7 and as high as all back. But if you get the iron ingots in your hotbar, you can then shift right click to stack them right on the floor, right by the anvil there.
All right. Let's see.
Yep, you can just stack them. There you go.
But this is ready, looks like.
Yep. So all you should have to do is right-click it, and it'll pull it on out of there, and then that will go in the center of your crafting grid with a plain stick underneath it. If you don't have any, there's some in the middle chest on the right side.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any plain
Yep.
sticks.
And you will have a lovely bronze pickaxe ready to rock and or roll.
Alright, hold on. What the hell did I do with this? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Torva, you were pretty deadly with that rail cannon.
What?
One of our viewers, Torva Messer, I was talking to him about, I was watching him play some Assassin's Creed Black Flag the other night.
Oh, yeah?
And he was doing some ship-to-ship battles, and he was pretty deadly with the little rail cannon that he had. I don't know how they figured that it reloaded and fired that fast, but hey, it's a game, you know.
I put the rest of the copper back in the middle chest, by the way.
Ah, right on, right on.
I still had like
So,
8 of them left, so.
well, there you go, bud. So you have got yourself basic idea of how the Bloomery works. You have managed to get yourself set up with a tin bronze pick. We're just gonna right click that and pick it up, stick it back in the chest here. Kablam. And we do have a anvil mold here. So when it's time for you to do an anvil,
Okay, cool.
we've got an anvil mold here, and of course, there's so much copper and considerate down in our mine. I mean, please help yourself so that when you're ready to set up an anvil and stuff for your smithing area, we'll get you a tin bronze anvil and just skip the copper one, because right now there's no way to recover the copper that you invest into an anvil. So
Really? That sucks. Yeah, because I was about ready to create one in my vanilla one, and I'm like, you know.
And the main thing to remember with the tin bronze is it's 2 tin to 18 bronze is 100 units. You know,
Gotcha.
and so
18
that means,
copper, he means.
Yeah, did I say bronze? I'm sure I did.
Yeah, but
It's hard.
That's not a surprise. We've only been streaming for 306 minutes.
How long? 306. How long is that?
Yep. We have been streaming for 306 minutes this evening.
Jesus Christ.